Walking Dead Series 6, Episode 3.
So this episode kind of ran in three separate moments within the same time, because there was Sasha and Abraham in the car
Yep.
with Daryl. I can't really remember why he rode off
What you're
ahead.
trying to say is there were three different perspectives that we were looking
Yes,
at.
it was there. It was Rick in the RV, and it was Glenn and Michonne and friends.
Yep.
First of all, literally straight away in the episode, you start where we ended off in the first episode. This is going to be quite jumpy and confusing if people haven't
Yep. Horns
paid
gone off.
attention. Yeah, so the horn's going off. So the super herd is pretty much broken in half now. And that half are headed out to Alexandria. So Glenn, very professional notification. So Glenn, Michonne, and Nick. Who else was there? Was there anyone else
Yeah, I can't.
from the main? Is his name Nathan, the new guy?
No, it's not.
So they're trying to divert that half of the super herd away from Alexandria.
Yep.
And obviously they don't know yet what's happening. We didn't see why Morgan left, did we?
We did.
Did we
Unless
see
we
Rick
missed
telling-
something in
Yeah,
the
that's what
first
I'm
episode.
thinking.
That's what I'm thinking because
Maybe Rick did say to him, head back. So they end up in some little town surrounded, and they hear some gunshots, which we presume were from Alexandria.
yeah, that's what Rick says as well. He says something along the lines of they're gonna have to survive.
Yeah,
or
he
something
says
like
he
that.
says they can and they'll have to.
Yeah,
So,
or they can because they'll have to something along those lines.
yeah, so anyway, they're sort of in this little town, and then the gunshots start drawing the zombies towards them again.
Yeah.
So now they're surrounded, and if we jump back across to Rick
Yeah.
at this point, he cuts his hand. I can't remember when,
I can't remember when.
but I know he cut his hand. I think it might have been when he was running through the trees or something.
I can't
so-
remember when he did it.
Because in the comics, we haven't read them, but I do know that he has one hand missing, like
Right.
Mel did. So I don't think that'll happen. I think, because obviously it's only an open wound, it's not a zombie wound.
No.
I think he'll get back in time and that surgeon will fix it up. But I think that will be kind of like a little sort of, nudge to the people who have read the comics.
Yeah,
like,
probably.
yeah, see, we're aware that this
Yeah.
happened, that sort of thing.
Let's talk about, for example, you see Rick again. He doesn't even ask questions now. Like there were the three people that were just creeping up
no.
the side of the
Yes.
He just shoots blindly
Yeah.
through the side of the camper.
Yeah, he was pretty insane in this episode, I'm not gonna
Yeah.
lie. Because
He's
I
just-
think he was because he was desperate because he cut his hand already, and then the RV wasn't starting, and then that guy came in and tried to kill him.
You can just see Rick's just becoming a ruthless killer now, as opposed to a calm, collected sort of person. He thinks about the big picture. Like he thinks about what everyone will need to do to survive.
But he
But
doesn't
he doesn't.
think about-
He doesn't even think about human emotions
No.
anymore. He's just like so blank and just will kill someone in a split
hasn't-
second.
He hasn't even shown a season or two ago when that horn went off. He'd have been like, "Ah, shit, Judith, I'm going back."
Yeah.
But he hasn't even done that. He's changed a lot.
I think obviously he still cares because one of those
Yeah, of
one of
course.
those people in their pocket was that baby food. That he had
Yeah,
in
it
his
was,
pocket?
yeah.
Yeah. So
So he knew that they'd come from Alexandria at that point.
I mean, as far as he's aware, Judith might be dead.
Yeah.
Because why else would you take baby food? I don't think you take it to eat it, quite frankly.
Well, in that world,
Well,
he probably would.
but that little amount, to be honest. That'd be pretty hungry.
See the baby.
That's disgusting. Anyway,
So
so let's leave.
Rick for now.
Yeah,
And jump back across to Glenn and friends.
they first go there, and it looked like Nick had an idea of the town. Like they trusted him to sort of like
Yeah,
point them in
he'd
the right
probably been there on
direction.
the run before.
But he was so phased by it all, by
Yes.
something. He was just not there mentally, and I don't know why. Like, I don't know where his mind was, but it was just.
I think
not
it was
there.
just because he wasn't used to sort of this massive pressure of keeping 500 zombies from killing all of his friends.
Yeah.
But that's as well, we had that moment with Michonne and I'll call him Nathan, I can't remember his name. When she sort of, she was talking to him, he's like, yeah, I've seen stuff, I've killed some zombies. And and she had a whole speech about having your friend's blood over you and not knowing whether it's yours or not, and that sort of thing. So that I guess that was just kind of showing that there is still a definite line between the Alexandrians and the main group.
Yeah. Yeah, there's still a trust barrier, and that all stems from the fact that guy, he heard what Rick said, didn't he?
Oh yeah. Some of us might not make it, and he said, "No, you meant us."
Yeah.
And that's when the show got pissed off and snapped.
So there is a division still.
Yeah.
And he doesn't fully trust Rick.
I think he'll start to trust Michonne now. I think he'll become like her sidekick.
Yeah, well, psychic. But I mean, the lady who was originally part of his group, she's dead now.
Yeah, well, what happened to her? Did she get bitten?
She
hurt her ankle,
she hurt her ankle or something, so she was limping and then she fell over and she said go on.
And another man as well who got bitten.
Yeah,
on the surface.
Yeah, it's a lot of death. But then, anyway, so then Nick and Glenn had this plan, obviously, to divert the zombies back towards, or sorry, away from Alexandria, which was the path they were on. And because Nick clearly had this awareness of the area and that sort of thing, Glenn trusted him to take him to this warehouse or whatever, that he thought he'd be able to shoot a flare, that it would burn up.
Irritating, all that.
Problem solved. As we know in The Walking Dead, problems are very rarely that simply solved. And they get there, and I must say, this shows how trustful Glenn is in The Walking Dead to people, because this is a guy that led him astray to try and kill him last season. Now he's following him blindly wherever, because he trusts people, which is really good. However, this leads to them being cornered because they're down in an alley. They can't scale the fence because there's walkers on the other side.
Yeah.
They've got walkers closing in.
So they climb on a bin, isn't it?
Yeah. I mean, it's inevitable, isn't it?
Yeah, you know exactly what's going to happen.
And unfortunately, Glenn is the first major death of this season.
Well, I think let's cover what happened. Nick got a gun out, and Glenn was looking at him like, what are you? And then Nick just said thank you and blew his brains out. Now I think that Nick meant to sacrifice himself so the zombies would be. But he fell on to Glenn, and obviously Glenn's quite a weak, shorter character, as he's always been shown. He's a pizza boy, so. So he fell in with Nick, and what I have said, because the closing shot of that episode was just like, zombies swarming around them and Glenn screaming, and we could see guts being torn, but whether or not they were Glenn's was a different matter to me.
And I disagree. I think it's pretty obvious that Glenn dies there. That regardless of what you say about Nick, how is he going to get out of there?
No, that's the thing.
Give me one situation that he can get out alive.
What my idea was that Nick had landed on top of Glenn, and it was Nick's guts that we were seeing.
I mean, you see Glenn screaming.
As I said, I think they were just giving Glenn the most torturous death they could have given to show that any of them aren't invulnerable.
You see, in my opinion, he's dead. Like, there's no question. For me, I've just gone completely out on a limb. If he's alive, I will be shocked, and unless they have an extremely plausible.
Well, I mean, I still hope that the Hound is alive in Game of Thrones, so I'll also be shocked if Glenn's actually alive.
That's more plausible than Glenn. I'm sorry, but
now the repercussion of that. Maggie is going to go off the plot.
Yes, definitely.
She's not going to be here at the end of the season if Glenn is dead.
She's lost everyone now too, hasn't she? She's lost Beth,
exactly.
Lost Herschel, she's lost Glenn. That's it.
Yeah, and it was like last year when Glenn was lost, literally lost, and they were looking for Terminus. She was going insane then, so let alone when she has confirmation that he is dead.